All right. IGA is IGA. Y'all already know what we do at this point. I don't think I need to talk about that anymore. Way at the beginning of the program, I mentioned that we have 3 levels. We just did level 1, which is meant to be an intro to give you just enough to understand how games get made and to continue to work on your own games. If you're feeling like you want to have somebody hold your hand through game development and how game development actually happens, you might be interested in IGA level 2. IGA Level 2 is our Game Dev Deep Dive. It is a 5-week-long program with 2 2-hour classes live in this very room every week for 5 weeks straight, and it focuses on 3 things: the Unity game engine, source control, so you'll actually learn a little bit about Git, because that is a tool that every single game developer uses no matter what discipline you are, and task tracking, and we keep you accountable just like we did here this weekend. You will build a full game demo over the course of 5 weeks. You'll actually finish your game and upload it to itch as a part of the program. And you'll spend 5 weeks on tech essentials and contribute most in your chosen discipline. So the way that we do it is we actually hand you a template of the game that you're going to build. It's already functional, and then you add what you want to the game alongside the professor as we go. And just like level 1, big batch of peers, you all get to work together to some degree. This level 2, we change which game we build every level 2, and this time around we're making a Diablo clone. So if you're interested in making your own Diablo, like a hack and slash adventure RPG, this may be the right level 2 for you. In the first 2 weeks of IG Level 2, we'll do Unity setup. You will start with a gray boxed version of your game functional from day 0. It's actually a Unity package. You'll learn the fundamentals of Unity by adding features and editing your world. You'll learn how source control actually functions, and you'll do some simple task management. For the next 2 weeks, you'll do discipline-specific touch points. So the way it works is you are learning from one professor over the course of the 5 weeks, but the professor will add to the game in a couple of different disciplines. You'll spend some time adding enemies to the game, and for those people who are most interested in being game designers, you can spend more time focusing on making those enemies awesome and doing some enemy design. You'll add visual art to the game. For those who are artists, you can make your own art, customize your game. You'll add some narrative to the game, some barks and lore. You'll definitely jump into a little bit of engineering and some audio. Level 2 is focused as much as possible on those fundamental game dev skills. So we try to make it valuable to all disciplines, no matter what you want to work on. And the focus is the Unity engine skills that no matter what you are, no matter what area you want to work in, will be valuable to you. So you'll finish this program strong enough that you could solo development from here on out in Unity, or contribute to a team if that's what you would like to do. The final week is, of course, launch week, so you'll spend your final week with your core professor to build and upload your game to itch.io. This better mimics what it's like to be self-employed in games, and it also means you have a shiny new game by the end of the 5 weeks for your portfolio. We also, 2 weeks after the class closes, we run a showcase for you, so you can come and show off your games live and get some feedback live from some Indie Game Academy community members. Everything you need for solo dev and to join game jams. Level 2 starts next week on July 21st. It is Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're not in those 2 time zones, you'll have to do the conversion yourself. This is Andy Lee. Andy is an old friend of ours, and he's got a quote about IGA as well as IGA 2. He says, "I'm very excited that I recently got a test engineering job at a company making VR concert experiences. During my interviews, I was questioned more than once about my current endeavor with the Indie Game Academy and doing Unity programming in a group project. I believe it directly impacted me getting the job." Here's a couple of games from level 2. Like I said, we change what the game is every level 2. So this is actually from a 3D platformer cohort. This is Exorcist by Abram Buck. This is from a Spyro the Dragon cohort. That was fun. This is Spyro in Tokyo by Pat Gillen. And this is from a Clash Royale cohort. This is Monsters and Men by Nicholas Gurley. Your level 2 guide is Rick Williams. He's been our level 2 professor for quite some time now because he kicks butt at it. If you've talked with anybody who has learned from Rick in the past, you'll hear the same things. He's incredibly dedicated, incredibly specific, and he really gets into the nitty gritty. He also, in my mind, is like exemplifies what an indie game dev is. He worked in construction for well over a decade. That was what he was trained to do, and he felt compelled to work in game development. So he spent 3 years learning the Unity game engine and game development before becoming a certified Unity developer through Unity's certified Unity dev program. And then he started his own company. So he now runs Landline Games, which is a contracting firm, and it now pays enough for him as well as a couple of other people that he works with to survive. So he is fully self-funded via game development now after spending years transitioning over. And he has just recently released his first game, his first completely independent game via Landline Games as well. So out of this program, you'll get 10 live 2-hour class sessions. You'll get valuable homework assignments between each class. So much like you did with the vertical slice, we'll give you some homework to continue to practice the exercises and continue to expand your game. You'll get access to our virtual castle during that entire 5 weeks, a myriad of support resources, extra tutorials and recordings, of course a published Diablo clone, and a community of wonderful magical wizards. For the first time, we have cut the price of our program. We have noticed that the game industry has been really rough and that the larger US economy in particular has been really rough. And so in order to swing with y'all on that, we've actually cut the program price down by 33%. So IGA Level 2 costs $1,200 for the 5-week-long program, but that is the base price. Basically, it only goes down from there. We do the opposite of what most other companies do. So that's the most you would pay for IGA Level 2. If you do a one-time payment because it makes our lives easier, we'll cut off 10% off the top. And then there are scholarships that you will see listed in the application form that bring the price down to as low as $300. The $300 price is for emerging market countries because we try to support people from countries that don't have as much game dev support. I've just dropped the link in the chat, and I'll put it in the Discord as well for anybody who wants to apply.